The Sicilian defense is a counter-attacking opening. c5 move stops white from maximizing their control of the center with d4. By keeping the game asymmetrical, black wants imbalances in the position, which can eventually lead to a double-edged position with winning chances for both sides. Popular variations in Sicilian defense include Najdorf, Dragon, Classical, Low Sicilian, Alapin, etc. Let us check the main ideas and plans in Sicilian defense.
Please like, share video and subscribe to the channel so that we can create more such quality content for you.
White opens with 1 e4, taking control of the center and opens up diagonals for the development of pieces. To understand why center control and piece development is important in the opening, please refer to the opening principles section. Black's move c5 seeks to create a half-open file, controlling the important d4 square. White's main response is knight f3. Black's response to this are d6, knight c6 and e6. We recommend d6 as it allows black to keep different options open, controls e5 square and supports c-pawn. It also activates the light square bishop. White's main response is d4, called open Sicilian. White challenges black's c5 pawn for center control. After c takes d4, knight takes d4, black plays knight f6, developing a piece and attacking the e4 pawn. After white defends it with knight c3, it is time for black to make important strategic decision. Black can play a6, which is called Najdorf Variation. It is played by almost all top players. It provides flexibility to black to develop pieces based on white's choices. For example, black may develop knight to c6 or d7, light square bishop to d7 or b7, based on white's choices. a6 also prevents white pieces coming to b5. White has multiple choices here like bishop e3, bishop g5, bishop e2. But we recommend f3, which reinforces the center and prevents black bishop and knight coming to g4. Black can play e5, kicking the knight on d4. After knight b3, black can play bishop e6, developing piece and controlling central square d5. Similarly, white can play bishop e3, developing piece and preparing for long castle. Please note that in Najdorf, white normally castles long and black castles short. Then they attack each other's king sides. Apart from Najdorf, black can also play g6, called Dragon Variation, named after the Draco constellation. Here we recommend f4. Black normally plays bishop g7, which is a mistake because after e5, d takes e5, f takes e5, black has difficult position. For example, if knight g4, then bishop b5 check, excellent move. And if king f8, then knight e6 check, excellent move. And after f takes e6, queen takes d8. And white is completely winning. So, instead of bishop g7, black can play knight c6 and black is fine. Dragon is a very sharp and double-edged variation. Another common variation in open Sicilian is knight c6, called classical variation. As the name suggests, black plays a conventional classical move knight c6, developing piece with center control. However, after bishop g5, white has some initiative. Game normally proceeds as e6, controlling d5 and preparing short castle, queen d2, preparing long castle, a6, controlling important b5 square and long castle. Although white has bit more initiative, classical variation is still playable from black side. There are other less common variations in open Sicilian like French variation, accelerated dragon, etc., which you can prepare and practice in the opening master in mychessfile.com. Then, instead of 2 knight f3, black plays 2 knight c3. It is called close Sicilian. Main variation in close Sicilian are Grand Prix attack, which is knight c6, f4, traditional, which is knight c6 and then bishop b5 or knight f3, and fianchetto, knight c6 and g3. In close Sicilian, white allows black control of d4 square, but creates counterplay on king side using pawn storm, minor pieces and queen. Close Sicilian is also a good option if you want to avoid big opening theory of open Sicilian. If white wants to avoid open and close Sicilian, he can play c3, which is called Alapin Variation. Since white's intention with c3 is to later play d4, black's response aims to disrupt this center control. 2, d5 and knight f6 are the main options for black. Please note that Sicilian defense has many variations and a huge opening theory. Here, in this video, we provided an overview and main ideas in Sicilian defense. You will gain more knowledge and expertise on Sicilian defense after practicing and preparing in the opening master. With these main ideas and plans under your belt, now you can prepare and practice Sicilian defense from white or black side. All the best.